Sound okay.
Welcome back to MMA Underground. I am Jay, and I'm here with the one and only
Sam K. And shit, man. We got us a short but special show today. We're gonna do a little bit of a breakdown, a little recap of the event that went down last Saturday. Streetbeefs West Coast 51 went down in full effect, the Halloween event. And before we get into it, we got a video to play, huh?
Yeah, there was a surprise guest at the Streetbeefs West Coast event, and here's a little video to show you who was there.
This one just as bad as the rest.
Where's my jab?
Good work. Woo! That was good.
Let's go.
Just inspired me. Good work. Thank you. You guys like the event today?
I'll just sit here. You can move around if you want to.
Good night? That's what it is. Yeah. Get him, Bates, get him.
Now I'm pissed him off. Just off the beehive.
Oh, yeah, that's all there.
That remind me, where's Killer B? I remember scoring him, that motherfucker had heavy aim. open. Careful, careful, careful. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work, baby. That's it.
Yes, sir. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Scarface, was in the building.
Yeah, and you got to spend some time with him. You got to talk to him, get to know him some. What was that like? I mean, you're literally having a conversation with a dude who put 17 years into building this thing.
17 years, that puts things in perspective right there, man, because, it's crazy. It's surreal. You know what I mean? As I was watching the video, I'm thinking like, I'm a grown ass man, bro. I was watching this guy when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like watching myself with him, and I'm like, man, that's crazy, bro. Like, literally used to, just be behind the phone watching. You know what I'm saying? And there it is. I'm at not only at the event, but sparring the man himself. I definitely had to thank him, for, everything that he had created and started with Streetbeefs, because, I'm just one person, but it's like, it's hundreds and hundreds over the years. It's hundreds and hundreds of fighters who have been affected by this organization in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm one of those guys, but ultimately everybody has a story, you know what I'm saying? And, being able to come together at these events and do what we do time and time again, it's priceless, man. It's priceless. And then, to have the added effect of the special guest that day, like nobody knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing if you think about like the journey of Streetbeefs from the beginning. We've talked about it before, from the backyard to what it's become, how it was originally mostly beefs and now it's evolved, but it's still about beefs. And, at the core of it, guns down, gloves up, the whole core of it. But it's become so much more, and it's become so much more of a community. And not even just the fighters. Think about the millions, literally, of people that it has affected. Like, if you think about it right now in the sports world, there is not a bigger show in the world than Pat McAfee, right? Like, he kind of owns the sports world, like Rogan owns the podcasting world. And Streetbeefs OG Yard has more followers or subscribers on YouTube than Pat McAfee. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man. And that's just, that goes back to Face and, everybody involved, and the years of hard work, you know what I'm saying? And cooperation, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't talk about that part, you know what I'm saying? But it takes somebody with a vision, but it also takes staff, it takes a team, it takes a cooperation, and that's where you really see that brotherhood come from, where you see time and time again, guys go to war, guys tending to, their teammates, you know what I'm saying? You see opponents become friends, it's just all these different things all under the umbrella of Streetbeefs, you know what I'm saying? And, once again, it goes back to the man who made it, from the very beginning. And, to have him at the event and for him to see and feel, what it is that we do at the West Coast, which is, we honor what it is to be a member of Streetbeefs. We are that, you know what I'm saying? And he felt it and he saw it himself, and, it was great, man. It's great to see that, not only did, we work our butts off out there, but, the boss man was like, y'all doing it. You know what I mean? He gave us the double stamp of approval. So, that means a lot, especially with, with the season that just passed. We'll just call it that. The season that just passed was a rough one. You know what I mean? And we're moving on to another season, and much more positive, much more uplifting, building. And yeah, man, looking forward to next year.
Now, as just somebody on the outside looking in, you can tell me if this is true, but it really feels like it is on a very upward trajectory right now for Streetbeefs, the West Coast, and the Dirty South. It feels like there is something coming.
Yeah. I know for sure the guys down at the Dirty South, they are adamant about doing more. You know what I'm saying? For those of y'all who don't know, there's a Streetbeefs Dirty South. Go check them out. They have their own channel as well. They also have fights on the OGR page, but they have their own channel and they have fights on there as well. The thing is just hasn't been a lot of events back to back, but it's hard when you're trying to start things off and you're investing things. You're investing yourself, your money, your time, but from what I see and from what I'm hearing, these guys, Cody Beck, Nasty Native down there, he has help with Diesel. West Coast Diesel is down south at the moment. And, he just did an event, Dirty South, called The Warehouse. Y'all go check that out. Some crazy fights that went down that day. And, Diesel has his own flavor, his own style in presenting fights. And I think it's a good way to brand the Dirty South. And Nasty Native has been vocal about, making a comeback and, really pushing the branch. So, and Face even mentioned, helping them out and, once again, pushing that branch. So looking forward to it.
No, it's an exciting time. I can't wait to see what comes of it. There's discussions in the background about like, when can we do more things together, which is amazing. As a fan, that just excites me, right? It's kind of like, this is more of like not my genre of things, but I'm sure it's the same as when Marvel Comics and different, universes collide together. And then it becomes this amazing thing, and it's kind of how I'm feeling right now with Streetbeefs. But I got to ask Sam K, since we are here talking about Streetbeefs West Coast 51, I saw Broly Black was there. I saw that he was there. Did we get that fight? Did we get the man versus Broly Black? Did it happen?
Oh, you didn't see the clip?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man.
I just seen Broly weighing in.
So let me tell you, man. I'm driving Scarface to the event, and he's asking, so who are some guys to look out for? What are some fights? I said, man, the fight of the day is gonna be the one and only title match. He's like, oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, Broly Black versus the man. For those of y'all out there who don't know, shameful. Broly Black, just being crowned champ recently at the 5-year anniversary. One of the craziest boxing matches we've ever seen that did not get recorded. The recording was partially lost, partially destroyed, partially not recorded. I don't know what timeline universe this is, but it was an incredible fight that if you were there, you were live, it. It was just one of them ones. It was Broly Black versus Takamura. And if you know Takamura, he was the former champion. Takamura, just a very, very high level boxer, one of the best we have in Streetbeefs West Coast. And Broly Black stepped up to the plate and, he knocked it out the park, man. He got Talk out of there and he got the belt. And, to turn right back around and defend the belt is, for one, regardless to who it is, that's a statement in itself. But the man being someone who just joined us recently, I think he has 2 or maybe 3 fights with us. But don't let that fool you. He's got an amateur background. And I sparred him once, and I was very much I had no success. I had no success, and that is very rare for me. You know what I'm saying? So the man was definitely showcasing high level skills, high level technical abilities, and he has an amateur background. So, on paper things were really looking and if you start really looking at, you start looking at the amateur background, you start to kind of, waver a little bit, you know what I mean? But ultimately it's about who shows up that day. You know what I mean? Regardless to who, what, when, where, how, like who shows up in the moment. And we have this fight recorded. Let me just go ahead and say that this fight has, it is recorded, was not lost. And, Broly Black had easily could have had fight of the day last event, possibly fight of the year. This fight right here, hands down, was fight of the year. In my opinion, fight of the year.
Wait. Time out. How are you going to tell me it's shameful? I'm thinking it was bogus, some bullshit happened, like somebody got smoked, right? And you're like, fight of the year. Like, you had me on this whole roller coaster.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, no. So, like, Broly Black's first fight, or not first fight, but his fight with Talk, incredible, easily fight of the year, fight of the day for sure. But the audience will never know because, right, we don't have the footage. This fight tops that fight. And this fight, like I said, in my opinion, fight of the year, incredible war. Both men cut, bleeding, first round, both men taking heavy damage. And yeah, man, it was one of them situations where I can't tell you.
Right? Did you ref it?
Huh?
Did you ref it?
Yeah, I refed it.
All right. Well, see, now I can't wait for this to drop because I did see that. Like I said, I just saw the clip of Broly Black weighing in, right? Like, and I don't even remember who posted that. Could have actually been Face even who posted it. I don't remember. But Broly Black was weighing in. And I was like, oh, he's there because, I didn't know if they were going to be there. And I was like, okay, the man's going to be there because we just talked to him, right? And he was excited. So I'm like, this fight better have went down. No bullshit happening, no wild scales or, what I mean?
No bullshit. Put it like this. We're going to put it in full perspective for you. I hyped the fight up to Scarface. Scarface, he busts out the live stream, and he's hyping it up for the OG yarders. You know what I mean? Letting them get a feel of what, hey, this is what we got going on, and title fight, right? He was only supposed to film the first round.
I know where this is going.
That's all I'm gonna say. He was only supposed to film the first round. You know what I mean? My guy kept, hey, y'all, look, I know what I said. It was that good. It was that good.
Speaking of filming, just because I'm curious, who was filming you sparring, Face, that we got the video of? Because we see Alex and then I see the shoulder of somebody else, but like, who is videotaping you? Do you know? And that's my age, videotaping.
Well, one of them I did have Alex do, but that spar video is two rounds. So I don't know. I got to think about who did I give my phone to for the second round? I don't know. I can't recall.
That's how good the event was, Sam K. You don't even remember who gave the phone to because the event
Man,
was so much.
that's that Scarface overhand, man. That's that overhand. You know, it's
he
like
got you with a couple of good gut shots too, right? Like I was like, damn, okay.
no, I was cool with eating those.
Right.
But the thing is like you see the overhand, and we've watched the overhand for years. So we've seen it coming for years. Right? But like he breaks time, he breaks space somehow. Like you see it, but it lands. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
But that's some of the best fighters, right? Like, because that was kind of the thing with James Toney. He had a weird, unorthodox like punches that just really confused people.
Yeah. Well, Toney was really offensive out of the Philly shell.
Yeah, dude. Friday night fights, that was the best shit when James Toney was on those.
Yeah. Whereas Mayweather is like more counterpunch defensive with his Philly shell, like Toney was like really offensive, you know. But yeah, man, I mean, it was a great spar, but yeah, he caught me a few times with that overhand early, and I was like, nah, I gotta make an adjustment, like, you know, because I ain't getting caught with this too many times. Like
you know what why I think Face reminds me of James Toney so much? It's the flat-footed fighting, but they still pick you apart.
Oh yeah. Coming forward.
You're always taught on your toes, no flat-footed, be able, and then dudes like James Toney or Face or whoever, they figure out how to do it a different way, and you're like, man, that's against everything we were taught, but it works for them.
But you know what, too? I catch myself going flat-footed too, and I think it's as I'm aging, you know, you kind of.
For real.
Yeah, that's honestly what it is. Like, you know, because I have to remind myself, like, no, you can bounce and move around and you can do it better than most. But like, you know, it's like, nah, that takes a lot of energy. I'm gonna feel it in my knees. You know what I mean?
I'm sure if it was a fight, you would be different, but you're sparring and you're more relaxed, that kind of thing. Because I can't see you not being like mentally prepared if it was a fight.
Bro, I swear I sprained my ankle before the event. I'm in the ring, I call myself stretching out my feet, stretching my feet out, you know, and you know, I stepped and I was like, oh, I didn't step wrong. I just took a step and I felt it, man. And I'm like, oh man, I hope this is one of those like 10-minute and go aways and not, you know, 10-hour type of deals. It was a 10-minute deal. It went away.
Wait, it's some weird shit as you get older. So last year I took this fall, but I caught myself, right? And I didn't eat ground. And I looked at my wife and I said, that was almost my first old person fall. I was that close to it to being my first old person fall. Like, fuck. Still got enough. I'm still spry enough to catch myself, but man, it was close.
I won't name the staff member, but someone sneezed and messed their back up.
Yeah.
And I had to host the hot box.
But we won't mention any names.
But we won't mention any names.
So like, what other fights would you suggest that we should look forward to from this event that you caught? Like, is there something else out there where you're like, hey, I can't wait for everybody to see this?
Man, so there's plenty of standout fights, man. I mean, first and foremost, I got to say standout fighter, regardless to win, lose, draw. Standout fighter, I have to say, is Dark. You know, he took on 3 fights that day.
Holy fuck.
I want to say 2 boxing, 1 kickboxing. So shout out to Dark. He'll be coming back to the show soon. Let's see. I had never seen the Chef before, and he fought the Dark. He fought Dark. And you know, he's somebody to look out for.
Now that's different than the Chef. from the scrapyard or the same fighter? Or?
No. Yeah. It's a different person. It's a different person.
Okay.
I was wondering that too for a while, and then I saw him, and I was like, clearly a whole nother fighter.
Well, yeah, and the one from the scrapyard goes with 2 E's, so you know what I mean. The chef.
The chef.
Yeah. I was just making sure because that's a tough ass dude too. So I didn't know if maybe he was like, "Let me go try my shit at the West Coast."
He's dope. See, there's no hate over here. He's dope.
For real.
But
I got a lot of love for those dudes that still fuck with me, dude. I got a lot of love for the scrapyard fighters.
Yeah. The solid guys are solid. Just point, I'm gonna try to hop on Marvel Rivals in a little bit with Crazy Legs. Shout out Crazy Legs, my dog. But man, standout fight. Island Strong versus King Bersetti. Man. And I want to say both gentlemen fought twice that day, and their second fight was each other. So shout out to those guys. King Bersetti showing that he's leveled up. Very proud of him. And very proud of both of those guys just going in there and then also deciding that, hey, I want another fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody can do that. Shit, I don't know if I could have did that when I was fighting. You know what I'm saying? It takes next level grit. So shout out to y'all. And that was a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight between those two. I can't even remember their previous fights because again they both fought another guy prior to fighting each other. But yeah, that was a war, those two.
Did Shinny fight? I saw he was there.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I saw him spar with Scarface.
Shinny was there because Scarface was there. Unbeknownst to him. Yeah, Shinny was Shinny didn't know Scarface was gonna be there, but Shinny was told you need to be here. And it was good for Shinny because Shinny got his interview. You know what I'm saying? Shinny got the interview that Scarface told him he would get. So
and him and Scarface are cool as the other side of the pillow, right? Because it goes back to the whole Big Smile thing, and he spent time with him when he flew him out. And you know as well as I do, when it just comes to a personal level, like Shinny's a good guy and he's fun to talk to.
Yeah. And one thing, I noticed was, Scarface really honored the fact that Shinny's the first West Coaster to come out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that will always be, you know what I'm saying? And, he was, at the time, he was our heavyweight champion, fighting their heavyweight champion. So, it was a really big deal. And, Shinny, you got to go back in time. Shinny, there weren't too many people who weren't on Team Shinny. Let's just put it like that. It was hard to find like someone actively not fucking with Shinny. People were, Shinny was that dude at that time. You know what I'm saying? And going up against the OG Yards MMA heavyweight champion, Big Smile.
Nicest guy on the fucking planet. Literally, Big Smile is before he left his job to go fight, amateurs and keep his career going. Dude's working with like 5-year-old kids, bro. You know what? And he's still training them, but he was like at a school teaching 5-year-old kids. Nicest guy ever, right? But he's this like dude who's beating people's asses in the amateurs and stuff now. That was a great buildup, though. Like, I think that Big Smile and Shinny, for a lot of us, like I hadn't even spoke to Shinny until right before that fight happened, or Big Smile, right? We had MMA Underground, and boom, that was the start of it. But like, I think it got a lot of people excited because that's why I reached out to them. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have the OG Yard champ against the dude who kicked Detail in the head. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. And I was excited for it, man.
And you know what's crazy is like, from my memory, it's been years since I saw that fight, but that crowd was crazy. Shinny was going not only up against Big Smile, but like that crowd was like wild, bro. It was wild. Like he was really in the trenches. You know what I mean? We give Shinny shit. Well, I don't. Yeah, I just call it how I see it. But Shinny gets a lot of shit. But Shinny really went into deep trenches in that fight. You know what I'm saying? And you know, shout out to him for that. You know,
it was a good fight too. Like it was a good fight. There was a weird early bell and then restart that was weird in it, but that's going to happen in non-sanctioned places, right? Like you're going to have mistakes, and especially like, you know, it's a big thing, and both fighters came out there and I think they were in a new spot too, which was weird too. You know what I mean? I think there was some stuff going on, but it was still a great fight. And they handled that screw up. Like the both fighters handled like class, and Streetbeefs fixed that real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking
No.
I was gonna say, yeah, no.
I should have read this comment before I put it up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, business man. Like you're gonna run out of business with that type of
My
talking. My
Italian ancestors just rolled over in their grave. Like, nah, bro.
I just came up with like a quote, like that only applies if we're in Hawaii. That's the only time I'll go ahead and be like, all right, you know what I mean?
I'm with you because my daughter and her boyfriend just went there this year, and she doesn't like seafood. Loved it in Hawaii, and she said it was the best pineapple she ever ate in her whole life. And we fuck with pineapple in this family, so
yeah,
it was, yeah.
You know, I would just expect to not be able to get away from it out there. You know what I mean? I would expect to not be able to get away from it. So at that point, you know, like I assimilate, you know, to it. But here in the 50 states here, I got options. Yeah. And that will never be one of my options.
No, that's a fact. There's all kinds of shit I would try before I ever put pepperoni or pineapple on pizza. I tried it like twice. I didn't like it the first time. Then I'm in college, and motherfuckers, my roommates are like, bro, well, there's four of us. So two of them were like, you guys got to eat it again. You don't know what you're missing. And then I got because we're all in psych of human development, they're all like, your fucking taste buds change every 7 years. So, because we just learned that shit. So they're like, I tried, bro. I was so mad at them for a second. I'm like, y'all bogus at a motherfucker for this.
And to be honest, it's not even that it's bad. It just don't belong. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even really going to say like it's bad. It's just why? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you put an apricot on your pizza, motherfucker. I try to hear that. Like, stop.
Why? You know what I mean? Now, and then like here, I just had a thought, right? Let's say we wanted to venture out and do that. Why are like nobody thought to cut it like a tomato, like cut it like a, you know, like a thin slivers, you know what I mean? Like we're putting chunks of pineapple like it's chicken, like chunks of chicken, like what? For real, you notice that it's never like an edible version of pineapple. It's always big chunks of pineapple. Like nah, man, unacceptable.
I agree with Groomy that I've never ate it, never will, not a chance.
I'm gonna be real with you.
Was it good?
No. No. I agree with you. I feel like I don't know what it is. Ain't it like fish?
Yeah, it's like raw fish or some shit, or canned in oil, and then it's supposed to cook it. Yeah, no, fuck that.
Nah, I couldn't identify it if I saw it, but just the word, the way it's spelled, you know, I feel like you can smell it when you see it.
Just hearing the word made me smell it, bro. Yeah. Like seriously, hearing the word made me smell it. Yeah, I can't do it.
Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But because I could talk about pizza all day. This ain't the pizza podcast.
It was for a minute. It was for
But
a minute.
but we might have to come back to that though. The pizza podcast. You know, it was cool seeing Scarface ref a few fights. You know, that was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? He definitely was looking forward to doing that, and yeah, that was pretty dope. Let me see, man. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of great fights.
So you know how you all took that picture with everybody at the end, like you do in events, right? And everybody's always happy, but there was just a little more happiness. Do you know what I mean? Like Scarface is in the middle, and there's just a little more happy. And I'm looking for Sam K, and then I see Sam K like all happy as shit. And like I'm like, there he is. Like, look at him. Like, but it was just like, look at Free Smoke's face. You know what I mean? Look at Alex's face. They're always happy, and it's a true joy, but there was just a little bit more.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, it was a moment, man, you know, because again, not only was it a surprise, but like you take Scarface out of the picture and you still had like all the core staff except for maybe Wade, unfortunately. You had both branch leaders. You had Tank and Bushido Zed there. You know, you had Free Smoke there. You had me there. You had did I see Party Kev? Party Kev's one of our camera guys. I feel like if I didn't see him last event, then it was at the anniversary. But yeah, man, you know, it was just it's just one of those moments, man. It was a great moment, great surprise. People, you know, weren't expecting. I wasn't expecting, you know, because I was told, you know, originally I was told we were getting a package or a present. Then it went from a package to a present to, you know, a special guest, you know, and then it went from that to, hey, I need you to go pick up the guest, you know, and I'm like, who's the guest? You know,
I won't put nobody on blast, but it made me laugh when you were like, if it's X, don't even ask me.
Yeah. Because, you know, me, you know, and I'm talking with Daniel from Heart in the Fight. Shout out to Daniel, the wizard, always making it happen. And, you know, Daniel's like, hey, man, I'm trying to get this going, and we have to keep this under wraps. We have to keep this a surprise. You know, we want to surprise everyone, you know, with him showing up. And I'm like, all right. Oh, wait, I'm jumping ahead. That's once I already knew it was Scarface. Rewind. He's like, yeah, man, you know, it's a special guest. And I'm like, who? You know, I need to know who I'm picking up. You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, I can't say, just know it's a celebrity, you know, and it's somebody you fool with. And I'm like, man.
But you got to kind of feel more at ease because it's Daniel, right? Like, you know, Daniel's not going to set you up on a like send-off mission. True.
Most definitely. And then I seen a post of a viral fighter. I seen a post of a viral figure, and I was like, hold on.
Las Vegas, yeah.
Who happens to be in Las Vegas? So I'm like, hold on. Just tell me you're not having me pick up such and such. Oh, no. I'm like, all right, cool. And the next day I got word it was Face, man, and you know we exchanged info, you know, so that everything could go accordingly. And yeah, man, it was dope, bro. It was dope to see people in real time, you know, like kind of see him and be like, wait, whoa, you know. Tank was at the time he was filming, so he's behind the camera, and you know, all of a sudden, you know, I see him look up and go, no way, what, you know, and it's like, you know, you can't, money don't buy those moments, you know, they're made, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel you, because like, look, I am not one of those like star fuckers, right? You know, the people who get really excited about famous people. I worked at the airport, saw all kinds of people. Only person who kind of starstruck me a little was Chris Carter, but that's because as a little kid, he was my favorite football player. But, you know, I didn't go all like crazy fanboy or whatever. And I'm at the hot box and I'm meeting people. I've even talked to these people on the, you know, on the show and stuff. But I'm meeting people like I'm meeting Jay Gotham, rest in peace, Viking Warrior, or like, you know, one of my favorite fighters is Battleborn, like just the energy he brings, right? And I'm like, bro, I'm having a conversation. I'm having a conversation with this dude, or I'm smoking up with dudes I watch fight that like are some of my favorite fighters. You know what I mean? I like I literally think to myself as I'm watching this fight, but I'm like, I'm literally watching Battleborn and Crazy Legs like right in front of me right now.
Yeah.
Like it's not on my phone, you know what I mean? I'm not watching them on. It's like it's crazy. I'm like, I really love these two as fighters and because you know me, I've always said like I love combat sports, but things like Street Beefs are my favorite because it's such a like genuine place of competition. The business didn't get all involved and take away some. Like you can see the business drains the love of fighting out of some of these guys. You know what I mean? And this is just all pure for the competition and the love of it. So. Like when Maddie asked me, when we first started doing the show, and Maddie asked me, like, I watch boxing. I don't watch a lot of anything else. And I'm like, well, they have boxing, but where do you start? Start with Street Beefs. I'm like, don't go to the UFC or whatever like that. I was like, because that's such a commercial thing. If you want to really like grassroots love of the combat sport, start with Street Beefs. And then, you know, because and that I'll always stand on that, though, that I enjoy Street Beefs more than UFC. And people have tried to be like bullshit before. I'm like, bro, I know more Street Beefs fighters than I know UFC fighters anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I've never been into, you know, the business, you know what I mean? You know, I like a good fight. I'll watch an entertaining, competitive fight. Don't really care what the name is, what the background is like that, you know. And then again, going back to Street Beefs, you get to see, you know, that everybody has a story, you know what I mean? And like somebody was today at work trying to, you know, talk to me about a fight that happened that they saw. And I'm like, bro, I got my own UFC that I got to worry about. You know what I mean? I got you know, like you know what I mean? Like I don't have time. You know, there's a handful of fighters that will catch my attention. Shout out Marab. You know what I'm saying? Always checking out Marab. But, you know, there's only a handful of fighters that will make me stop, you know, and watch them professional wise. My time is invested in the org, you know. And, you know, the guys who are established as well as the guys who are on the come up, you know.
No, that's really cool too. Cause like we used to get all the paid per views. That's when there was one a month, not one a week, or, you know, or I mean like for a year, not one a month. Now it's all like $100 every month. Like now they're on Paramount. So maybe I'll catch more, but we watched The Ultimate Fighter and all that kind of stuff. And we're really into it. But then like I said, I started watching more Street Beefs. And then the West Coast really got me too, because you get to watch the progression. Whereas when they're at a certain level, and yes, you get better, do not get me wrong, and there's progression, but it's not the leaps. It's not the huge progression once they're at a pro level that you see, right? They just fine-tune their craft and get better at striking or grappling. But you see dudes literally come in one fight, and they are a whole different fighter the second or third fight in Street Beefs.
Facts. You know, it's way more personal. You know what I mean? You know, it's Street Beefs is way more personable, way more personal, and
Both, but yes.
and way more accessible. You know what I'm saying? So like, we go from the camera angles and how close you get to actually be in the fight versus something on a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? You're lucky you get that up close shot, and how long are you going to get that for, you know, before it cuts to the next angle? you're right there in the gritty action with us. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're right there in the corner, you know, getting, you know, details from the corner. You're right there with the crowd, because the crowd is right there with you and right there with us. You know, it's a way more personal experience, you know, and yeah, man, you know, I'm right there with you.
And you can get to know the fighters easier too, because if you literally join the groups, like let's use Disturbing the Peace as an example. DTP in the group is exactly who DTP is in person. Like, or you can follow their personal page. Love them or hate them, because there is a mixed bag on the Blasian, but the dude is marketing the fuck out of himself, right? And I would tell other fighters, you don't have to go the same lane always, but you should take notes from the dudes who are marketing themselves too, because people – like, I think the dude's got one fight, if I'm not mistaken, but everybody wants to see this fight with him in death sentence just so he shuts up.
Yeah. So, to put it back in perspective, right? DTP, a Street Beefs fighter from the West Coast, is right now in Power Slap.
Yep.
In the Middle East, hanging out with camels.
Oh, yeah, he is. That's right.
Hanging out with camels before he goes slap the fuck out of his opponent. So just putting that in perspective, like, sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the man has had however many conversations with Dana White that he's had. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to get that hoodie when he comes back to the States. Appreciate you guys.
He was 2 flinches and it was moving forward, you know what I mean, away from being the champion of Power Slap. It was literally 2 fouls that lost points that lost him that. And you have No Love, who's been champion of Power Slap, right? You got guys doing big things off of Street Beefs, and it's just such an amazing thing. And then, like, you guys get to experience this whole thing up close and personal, right? You know, like this whole family and these events, and it, as much as it comes through on the video, it's way different when you talk to people and experience it. But fans can get the gist, a rough idea, just by watching like the clips that are made or the videos that are posted on the group just outside of the fights.
Facts, man.
And it's so welcoming. It's like, if you're a cool person and you don't come in on some bullshit, and that doesn't mean you can't be a smartass, because smartass is appreciated in the Street Beefs West Coast. I always say they talk shit better than any other branch. But if you come in as a solid person, like, they're going to accept you.
Facts. Well said, man. Well said. I'm trying to think of a few other matches that really stood out, because I don't want to be a disservice to my guys out there, because I don't have the list.
And it has to kind of blend, because you've been to so many events that it has to just start to blend together after a while.
Yeah, for sure that day too, because we were moving at a pretty good pace. There was a David versus Goliath match. People will talk. Let's just say that. I won't speak on it right now, but a lot will be said in that comment section. Excuse me, but yeah, that was Kill Switch versus Soul Assassin, and yeah. Let me see. What's another standout?
We get a Mortem fight or a Protestant fight, anybody like that?
No.
Okay. You know, those are people I'm on the watch for, though. If those videos come up, I got to watch them. If it's Mortem, if it's fucking the Protestant, you know, there's dudes where when you see their names, you're like, yeah, if I'm editing a video or something, I'm like, yeah, I got to stop editing because I got to pay attention to this one.
Yeah. No, I think Protestant is, you know, he kind of went through some family issues recently, death in the family. You know, and then I'm not sure what's going on with Mortem. He was in the chat with the event, and then he wasn't. So yeah, I don't know. But you know, we had Super Gremlin. He fought. I unfortunately I was getting interviewed by the Polish crew. Once again, the Warner Brothers Polish film crew came out, and very, very awesome to see them again, because it was kind of like it was like a reunion, because they were just at the 5-year anniversary shooting documentary footage. So it was cool catching up with them, and got an interview with them. Got a lot of footage with them, actually, and very cool, very welcoming of them. But because of that, I did miss a couple fights doing the interviews and stuff like that. But
so, like, wait, speak on that a little bit if you don't mind. Like, what was that like? Like, you're doing a documentary for Warner Brothers, for, you know, a company that's known for like not holding back on shit. You know, it's not going to be some cheap, you know, documentary, and they're doing something on Streetbeefs where, like, you put a lot of work into Streetbeefs. Not only do you ref, you help where you're asked, you're a voice of Streetbeefs, you do a lot of different things. So, like, how does this feel? Like, are you in like wow, I know that like this Streetbeefs is big enough, but wow, is this really happening type shit? Like, what's that like when you're doing that interview?
So the interview was really like kind of like them asking you personally as the fighter, you know, what does fighting mean to you? You know, what does Streetbeefs mean? But as far as like them being present, for me personally, yes, I acknowledge that they're there, but part of it is also not acknowledging them so that they can get true, genuine footage. And also, too, there's a sense of like, and this may come across wrong, but I mean no disrespect by it, but like the stakes are so high elsewhere that I don't have the real opportunity to be like nervous by the cameras, or even really, you know, it's almost nothing. You know what I mean? Because
That's
I'm already
even better, right? Isn't that better for you then if you're not nervous when you're giving the interview?
Well, not necessarily the interview, because the interview, it's just you know, but like as far as them being there and you seeing like a film crew move around and they're capturing, you know, like none of that really bothers.
And you got people's safety in your hands. So that's the last thing you're thinking about because you're focused on what you're doing. I get that.
Right. The stakes are so much higher elsewhere, and they're doing such a great job at maintaining the background. Like they want to be background characters, and they do a good job of doing that until they just pop up in your peripheral all of a sudden, because that will happen. You'll be like, oh, you right there. Okay. You know, but, you know, I've been on camera for so long, I guess, like, you know, it's normal, you know, now, we might get a little, sweaty armpit that don't disappear, you know, but like, as far as like truly like feeling like major pressure and like, no.
Also,
you know.
It's a lot easier because you get to talk about something that you genuinely love.
Yeah. And then, you know, honestly, like, it was so many hours at the last event. Like, you know, I kind of like, we have a rapport almost, you know what I mean? So it was like, oh, what's up, man? You know, I don't know your name, but I know you, you know.
Right.
If y'all still need that American actor with the European accents, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Czechoslovakian, you know, Yugoslavic, you know what I'm saying? Bulgarian, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever you need, I got you. I got
I
you.
always
That
thought
man
I'd make
said,
a good hitman. If somebody needs a hitman for like a mob movie, I always thought that was my niche role. I don't know why, but
you could, you could. You be the muscle. You be the
yeah,
muscle.
like come up behind somebody with the silencer. I could just see myself being the dude in the movie, but I don't know why the silencer too. There's something about it, like you know what I mean. Like you're just like, when are you gonna get to shoot a gun with a silencer? Put it in a movie, you know. I mean, it's like, but you know, I know that it's Tank, it's Bushido Zed. They are the branch leaders, but like Streetbeefs West Coast is a lot of people's baby. They put a lot of work into it. Like there's a lot of people who are very invested in this, so it is very cool to see like the whole documentaries getting made, and it's not just the OG branch, which it legitimately could, and nobody could be mad, right? If they would have just came in, made a doc about the OG branch, but they're not. They're making a documentary about Streetbeefs as a whole, and I just think that's fucking great. I am so excited to watch this thing. The only thing that's crazy, everybody who's excited, anybody who knows about documentaries, like as soon as they're done filming, that shit ain't coming out for at least a year because there's a lot of cutting room floor stuff that has to happen.
And that's another reason why, like, I'm aware that I have delayed hype. You know what I mean? Because it's possibly years down the line. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward
Have you
to
ever had
it.
somebody come up to you and go, "Are you the ref from Streetbeefs?"
Like fighters. I've never had like a true civilian.
Yeah, now,
like
now it might happen. Like after this gets released, that shit might start happening to you. Like, bro, are you the dude from the Streetbeefs West Coast? Like, you might get that shit.
I had a coworker. So you remember it was the event that you came to at the Hot Box. It was one of those YouTubers, bro. I can't remember his name right now, but he's big, and he came out to do a Streetbeefs documentary. And once again, I'm right there, right next to him, chopping it up with him. I don't know who you are, you know, he's just another guy, and he's cool. No disrespect, but like I don't know, you know, who you are other than you're here kicking it, shooting, you know, and come to find out, he was this big time YouTuber. And one of my coworkers came up to me one day and was like, "Bro, I saw you on such a how did you know him?" I don't know him. Like, like you got to tell me what you're talking about because I don't really know, you know. And then I went and see, and I was like, "Oh shit." You know, he kind of is big time, you know,
No, it's
millions.
funny. I remember it, but I don't remember who it is either now. Like, I remember, like, being
I can
told
find his
about it.
page.
Right? I
Find his
remember
page.
being told about it, though, like, not knowing, you know what I mean? And then
Tommy
you might
G?
have been the one that told me.
Tommy G. Tommy G.
That
I feel
sounds
like
familiar, actually.
I feel like it's Tommy G. Yeah, and cool dude. Cool dude. I mean, film crew was cool, you know, but you know, once again, it's like for me, the show is here. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the stakes are so high, my senses are so on this. You know, if we were at the grocery store, I'd be affected by this, you know, but like this trumps everything going on right now. And
yeah, like if you would they'd have came to your house to interview you, it would have felt different.
right. But like we're in gladiator school, you know what I mean? Like yeah, it would take something of great magnitude to get me.
I'm so excited that like dudes like you and Free Smoke and Wero and stuff are being interviewed too, and not just, you know, the branch leaders, right? Like, because there's so much that goes into it, and you guys put so much into it, and maybe you guys don't even feel it right now yet because you're living it and in the middle of it. But like, I think it's so great that you all are going to get the flowers you deserve for the work you guys put in behind the scenes.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I saw them, you know, interviewing like specific fighters as well. So it was like I could tell that they were kind of like certain characters stood out to them and they wanted to give them, you know, some specific shine. People that you wouldn't have necessarily thought, oh, okay, you know, it's like I think, you know, once again, it's gonna take however long it's gonna take, but I think there's a lot of great gems captured, you know, by those guys, you know. So
All right. Was there anything else about the event you want to like hit on before we get up out of here or anything like that?
Man, I think we pretty much captured the gist of it. You know, it was a great event.
Well, you'll
I
have
guess
more to say
costumes.
about it as the fights drop. You'll have more to say about it, but it would
Oh, for
be a
sure.
disservice to the West Coast to give out any information before that content's available.
Haha. But you know where they can catch everything, you know, on the channels, Streetbeefs West Coast on YouTube. Plenty of great content. Same title on Instagram, Facebook, all that. But I will say, before we wrap, costumes. Wasn't a whole lot this year, but we did see some cool ones. We saw a Ryu costume. Let's see, Spider-Man. Let's see. I don't know what this dude came as, if he came as someone specific, but dude, he made an impression. You know what I mean? Dude came in his Hawaii shirt. You know, he had like a surfer shirt on. He had this big floaty, the duck floaty wrapped around the whole body, like for people who can't swim. He had the rubber ducky floaty, and he had the Hawaii shirt on, and he came to do Muay Thai, and I was like, all right, you know, with the suburban shorts, you know what I'm saying, and yeah, it was a whole day at the beach for this guy.
Yeah,
And it was
I need
and
to
it was
get
a
out
crazy
to
fight.
a Halloween. I need to get out to a Halloween event and dress as Shinigami. That's what I need to come out the Halloween event as.
Shinigami arrived as Shinigami.
I saw that.
He definitely did.
But Shinigami, I feel like Shinigami might like just on a random Tuesday wear that out to eat into the grocery store. So, you know.
I think more often.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I've seen pictures Shinigami in like big old black pants and like black shirts and spiked up wild hair and fucking collar necklaces and Shinigami out there with it. But you know, do you?
hey, and I can't close out the costumes without mentioning Scorpio showing up as Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. That was pretty dope. I said, "Who are you?" He looks at me, he goes, "I'm Gohan," and I'm like, "Okay, but which one?" And he's like, "Oh, Teen Gohan." I was like, all right, cool. So yeah, that was pretty much Free Smoke came in as somebody with a mask. I'm not sure who his character was. But yeah, that was pretty much all the costumes.
Nice.
Well, man, I think that's the show, man. Good little recap, you know.
We had some fun talking about stuff that went on. We talked about pizza, like it was a good time. I can't wait for that documentary. Like I said, it's still a minute out because you know they're going to put the right work into it and do it justice. But that's going to be some fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to it, and yeah, we just got to be patient. I know it's going to be a while, but I think it's definitely going to be worth it. They got a lot of footage from the OG yard, from Scarface, from Venom Black, you know, Bushido Zed. They were with him. They were with Dark for a minute. You know, so we're gonna get like a real multitude of different angles of Street Beefs. So
all right, well there you have it. There you have it, though. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch that documentary. And if it goes over, it's already set up where they can always be like, "Hey, we're coming back because we're gonna do, like a part 2 of this that, follow up like a couple years later, what Street Beef's up to now." And I really hope they highlight the success stories of people who have used Street Beefs to take a step forward also.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I'm also kind of wondering when the time comes, what will this be coming out on? Because that plays a huge role. I'm somebody who follows the film industry pretty closely, a big fan of theater and film. And I'm very much wondering, what platform or what format is this coming out on,
That's a good question because Warner Brothers is huge and owns all kinds of shit. So who knows?
Yeah. So we shall see, man. The future looks bright nonetheless.
No matter what platform it's on, though, it'll get a lot of pub because there's a lot of Street Beefs fans, and no better advertising than word of mouth.
Facts. Definitely see our numbers going up from that. So yeah, man, that's gonna be dope. But shoot, man, I think it's about that time, brother.
You throw on that Hall of Fame jacket, it's time to get up out of here.
You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling a little cool. We're gonna drop the temperature real quick. First and foremost, man, thank you for always giving me a place to do what I do best. I do appreciate it, man. We're always killing it every week. Shout out to Street Beefs OG Yard, Street Beefs West Coast, Street Beefs Dirty South. We do this for y'all. Everybody watching us live, everyone on replay, everyone who was in the live chat. Appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you.
All right.
Real quick, shout out to Overtime Hustling. Shout out to Heart in the Fight. Yeah. And shout out to Jay.
Appreciate you. I knew you missed Heart in the Fight. I was going to catch it on the back end for you in case you forgot I was going to get you. I had you. But Sam K covered it there. Shout out everybody. Shout out all of you who watch and support. We appreciate you. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe. Hit that notification button. There's too many shows on here to just tell you all about them. We'll have a whole nother show for that. So just hit the notification. You'll find something you like. And coming up in about 10 minutes on the channel, Winging It, tap in, because Payne Gusto didn't have time to do his reviews this week. So I did the reviews for Winging It. So you can catch me over there for the real reviews on Winging It. But we appreciate y'all. One world, one love. Deuces.